All right, another beautiful Wednesday morning right here in the city of Lagos. So welcome to Corporate Governance Platform, brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. I am Funmi Omoburio. On the program this morning, we want to look at importance of induction and continuing education of directors. Our guest is Mr. Michael FAKAYODE, ACIS, immediate past PRO of the OYOS chapter of ICSAN. He's also principal consultant, Vaccine Professional Services. Good morning, Mr. FAKAYODE.
Good morning, my sister.
All right, thank you for joining us on the program this morning. And in like manner, I have with me right here in the studio, Mr. Kayode Ketefe, FCIS, Head of Research, ICSAN. Good morning, Mr. Ketefe.
Good morning, Funmi. Good morning to you, our guest, Mr. Michael FAKAYODE.
Good morning, sir. Kayode.
Yeah. All our listeners, good morning to you.
All right, let's take this message, and when we come back, we'll go fully into the discourse.
The world is constantly evolving into a knowledge-based economy where skills and competencies constitute the lifeblood of public and corporate governance. You therefore need to empower yourself to fit into this new world by gaining basic knowledge and improving your skill set in the governance-focused disciplines. That is why every aspiring as well as practicing professional in governance field needs ICSAN.
ICSAN. What is ICSAN?
ICSAN is a leading statutorily established professional body dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. ICSAN members are trained as chartered secretaries and administrators.
Who are chartered secretaries and administrators?
Chartered secretaries are high-ranking governance professionals with a broad base of skills, unique amongst other professions. They are trained in law, finance, accounting, administration, strategy development, and corporate governance. In today's world, chartered secretaries and administrators discharge a wide range of duties and responsibilities, including functioning as chairmen of companies, executive directors, non-executive directors, company secretaries, risk managers, compliance managers, board evaluators, and corporate governance evaluators.
That is interesting. How then do I become a chartered secretary and administrator?
Good. Go to the Institute's website, www.icsan.org. You can also visit the National Secretariat of ICSAN at Plot 6, Elephant Cement Way, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos, to get full information on how to become members. ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.
Right, so corporate governance platform right here. And like I said earlier, we're looking at the importance of induction and continuing education of directors. Mr. FAKAYODE, let's begin this way. What does the term induction of directors connote?
Thank you so much. It is a formal training program organized for directors on joining the board. The induction program we are talking about, or training program, is provided for new directors who are appointed and reappointed to effectively discharge their duties to the company.
All right.
It will ensure that new directors are given proper support in learning their role so that they can get up to speed as quickly as possible. That's the essence of induction for the directors.
There's a recommendation of the Code on Corporate Governance that induction of new directors should take place as soon as feasible after their appointment. Why do you think this recommendation is necessary?
It is necessary because this program of induction is, the objective is to familiarize the new directors to the company's strategic plan, the operations of the organization they belong to, even the business environment. They have to know about the senior management status and organogram, and as even go to the level of the knowing the director's fiduciary responsibilities. All these are necessary for induction when they are coming in new as directors.
All right, so let's look at, we've been talking about induction of directors, and there's another term, that continuous education of directors. Let's look at the difference between these two.
Actually, the induction is about the people that are coming in, the directors that are coming in. Induction is for incoming board members. But that of the continual education is to develop, for the professional development of the board members during their life cycle. So it's a continuous thing. So the first one is when you are entering. The second, that is that of the continuous education, is that you have to develop the board members so that you're able to perform their duty effectively.
Yeah, all right. There's another provision of the code that all directors should participate in periodic, relevant continuing education programs to update their knowledge and skills. Why is this provision important?
It's very, very important because the board, it is advisable that the board should seek continuously to develop the knowledge and the competency of the directors. Because nowadays, business complexity is increasing daily, as well as the governance, accounting, legal, and regulatory changes that requires regular training updates. That's why this one is desired.
Let's look at the link between board evaluation and development of the appropriate training for the board members. What's the link?
Thank you so much, sister. The performance evaluation outcome of individual directors have to be taken into cognizance, into account, by the time you want to develop a board training program. Programs such as the board members, the new directors, can familiarize with boardroom debates and government issues. Other issues that are supposed to be brought to the notice of the board members is how to update the latest development in remunerations, in audit, in risk, and even governance generally.
Now, let's assume that the induction and continuous education of directors are not properly done, but only done to fulfill the code requirement. What do you think, what kind of effect do you think this will have on the company?
That's dangerous because a cursory or casual induction and education of directors can undermine the company's best, the boardroom best practice, and even the good corporate governance. Directors are supposed to be at the cutting edge of their role, of the sector they belong to, and even the company. And so if this one is undermined, if it's jeopardized, then it's going to have a negative impact on the performance of the company and the board.
Now, the code provides that training programs should be at the company's expense, but should not such that puts undue strain on the company's finances. Now, what would be the guiding principle in attaining equilibrium between these two ends?
What's important is that training program should be relevant, my sister, to the company's needs or objectives. So, and it is advised that these kind of program are probably the outcome of the performance evaluation of individual directors, and the directors will not strain the financial expenses of the organization.
All right, great. So before I let you go, what advice do you have for companies and other organizations on the issue of induction and continuous training for new and existing directors, respectively?
Okay, my advice is that an induction program should be mandatory for all directors, regardless of experience. There are some directors that are coming in, they are first timer. There are some that have gotten experience. But both have to be combined, whether you are coming from somewhere else, whether you are just a new director, so that they will all be engaged in this program of induction. In fact, wealth resource companies can undertake a continuing education task for the director. But since it is a broad field of study, are you getting me?
Yes.
So all the services, the company can, the board can employ the services of notable accounting and law firms who could engage them to hold seminars on latest development in remunerations, in audit, in governance, in risk management, and the rest of them. These are very, very important.
All right. I must say a very big thank you to you, Mr. Michael FAKAYODE, ACIS, immediate past PRO of the OYOS State Chapter of ICSAN, Principal Consultant, Vaccine Professional Services. Thank you for joining us on Corporate Governance Platform this morning.
Thank you, sister, for having me. You're blessed.
All right, Mr. Ketefe, what advice does Institute have for firms and organizations who do not place due premium on training of directors?
Thank you very much, Fumi, for this question. Apart from the fact that non-adherence to the practice of induction and continuous training for directors is a direct breach of the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance and Global Best Practices, adherence has its own inherent advantages. To start with, induction and continuous training has the effect of empowering the directors to discharge their duties more efficiently and effectively. It also helps them to avoid liability by knowing how to deal with all kinds of situations that may incur liability under the law. So it gives them insight and knowledge and to avoid the breach of their duties as directors. As a matter of fact, some directors, like non-executive directors, require initial induction before they can even start to practice, before they can start to function properly on the board, because they are outsiders. Having stated that, all directors, including executive ones, they need both induction and continuous training to be able to render maximal services to the company. So for this, ICSAN is inviting all companies and organizations to take the issue of directors' induction and training very seriously.
All right. Now, does the Institute organize inductions and continuous training for new and existing directors?
Thank you very much. The training department of the Institute, as I used to say, has already acquired reputation of providing top-notch training on diverse topics on corporate governance, including the topic at hand, that is the induction and continuous training of directors. But it's not limited to this. Virtually all concepts and issues on corporate governance, the Institute has training. This training is of twofold. The first is the periodic training that the training department organizes from time to time to invite people to attend. The second one is the specialized training that is organized for specific companies and organizations that specifically request for it. We have been providing excellent services on these two fronts for many years, and I will use this opportunity to invite organizations, firms, and businesses to take advantage of this service to build the capacity of their directors.
All right, great. Thank you, Mr. Ketefe. Do we have any announcement?
Yes, we have. The announcement we have for you is on the Institute's 2022 Roundtable on Corporate Governance, which is only just 24 hours time. This is to inform all ICSAN members, professionals in the governance field, and members of the public generally that the much-awaited 2022 Roundtable on Corporate Governance of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN, will be holding tomorrow, Thursday, July 28, 2022. The theme of this year's roundtable is Corporate Governance Imperatives for Contemporary Financial Technology in Nigeria. The theme, once again, is Corporate Governance Imperatives for Contemporary Financial Technology in Nigeria. This program will be held by virtual method, which means that people can participate from all over the world. The guest speaker is the Managing Director, CEO, Inlax Limited, Mr. Boka Kiari. The discussants are a Senior Associate, Philip Consulting, Mr. Paul Ayim, ACIS, and an Executive Director Designate, Stanbic IBT's Trustees Limited, Mrs. Esiogene Nkadi, FCIS. The host is the Chairman, Corporate Governance and Capacity Building Committee of the Institute, Dr. Adeyinka Hassan, FCIS, while the chief host is no other person than the president and the chairman of the governing council of the institute, Mr. Taiwo Gbenga Owokalade, FCIS. The participation fee is as follows. Member, 35,000 naira. Non-member, 40,000 naira. Please know that you can still register for this program just about 24 hours away, and the link to register is on the institute's website and all the institute's social media platforms. The link to participate will be sent to you upon confirmation of payment. Don't forget, EXAM 2022 Roundtable on Corporate Governance is only tomorrow at 11 a.m. prompt. We are expecting you. Thank you and have a pleasant day.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. FAKAYODE, FCIS, Head of Research, ICSAN. And that's our package this morning on Corporate Governance Platform, brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. We'll return again next week, Wednesday, 10:15 a.m., right here on Equity 9.7 FM. I am Funmi Omoburiu. Enjoy the rest of the day.